Hey everybody, welcome back to Golf Test Dummy, the channel where I use my game to help your game, hopefully. If you're new to the channel, first of all, welcome. Second of all, consider hitting that subscribe button down below. When you do that, a little bell will pop up on the right side and you can click all to be notified of all the new videos that come out. That way you don't miss any of the content and you can keep up with what's going on in the world of Golf Test Dummy. Now, if you've been paying attention, I'm doing a 10-part series on the top 10 best advice from YouTube instructors. It's not an all-inclusive list. There's certainly tons of great content out there, but I feel like a lot of us as average golfers don't have the kind of time and money to dedicate to the game to be able to develop a pro style swing. And so these tips, I believe, helps to simplify the swing and get you a reliable, repeatable, simplified version. It doesn't require a lot of time and effort to be familiar with it, and it doesn't require nearly as much upkeep as a pro style swing, in my humble opinion. Again, I just want to say, as I've said in previous videos, I am not an instructor, but these things have really helped me in my golf journey, and I hope they can help you. So without further delay, let's get started on this one. That's damn right, Fred Couples. You know, I've been saying this for years to anybody who will listen. Anytime somebody asks me, hey man, why do you care so much if you play well or not? What does it matter what you shoot? Just go out there and enjoy the game. And my response is always pretty much the same.
It's hard to enjoy the game when the tool that's been put in your hand doesn't work properly. You intend the ball to go out there somewhere in the general direction that you want it to go, but instead it's just got a mind of its own. It might shoot out to the right, it might go straight up in the air, you might top it in front of you. How are you supposed to have any fun when you can't play the game the way it was intended to be played? Send ball that way, walk after it, send ball that way again.
Now, I'm not saying that every single shot that you hit should go directly where you intended it to go, but what I am saying is this. I played basketball, I've played football, I've played all kinds of different sports. Hell, I can chop an onion. And if you put a knife in my hand and I haven't chopped an onion for a few months, I guarantee you, I'll still be able to chop an onion with some decent efficiency. But for some reason, when we get a golf club in our hand and we haven't hit a golf ball for a couple of days, all of a sudden we turn into morons who can't even send a ball in the general direction we want it to go.
Now, this episode is centered around the weight of the club head, more specifically being aware and feeling the weight of the club head throughout the entirety of the swing and how that relates to your grip pressure. I'm not going to get into grip specifically and how you should hold the club. Hold the club the way you feel like you should be holding it. Again, I'm not a pro, but what I'm talking about specifically is the grip pressure. There's lots of different talk about all kinds of different grip pressure. You can hear anything on YouTube from you should be holding the club really tight to you should barely be hanging on to the club at all, and everywhere in between. That's for everybody to find out on their own. But what I am going to talk about is finding a grip pressure that allows you to feel the weight of the club head at all times during the swing. But if you do a little bit of digging, you can find buried off in the corner in some obscure place a video or two where coaches actually talk about dynamic grip pressure. Your grip pressure will change dynamically as you swing the golf club back and through. However, it's not something that consciously you should be trying to change during your swing. It happens automatically. It's your body's response to a club trying to be pulled away from you by forces in a high-speed swing. You don't have to worry about it. It's going to happen. Your grip pressure is going to increase as you swing through and make impact with the golf ball. That being said, the speed at which you swing the club and the amount of pressure that you apply to the grip with your hands, those both relate directly to being able to feel the weight of the club. Meaning that if you have such a tight grip at any point during your swing that you can't sense the weight of the golf club, specifically the club head, as it's moving through space and be aware of it even though you're not staring at it, then you're gripping it too tight. That's kind of my golden rule. I found that it serves me well. If you're aware of it at address, great. If you're aware of it on the way back, great. But if when you start down and you get close to impact, you're not aware of the weight of that club head and you can't feel the weight of the club head, then that means your spatial awareness in that brief moment in time in which a golf swing occurs, you're not able to sense where that club is in space and therefore guide it precisely through the golf ball. I was able to find a couple of videos dealing with this specifically, a series of videos by Ron Sisson in which his entire swing and all of his teachings is built around this very thing. But I did find one video from one coach that summed all of this up perfectly in an encounter he had with Jack Nicklaus. So the story that this guy told in his video is that he was out playing one day in a tournament, and he was out on the range and he was having a rough day hitting golf balls. He kind of lost his swing a little bit, and he was struggling. He was having a lot of trouble. And Nicklaus walked up to him and he said, "Hey man, how are you playing?" And he said, "I'm not doing too good today, Jack. I'm really not playing well. I'm not striking the ball well at all." So Jack said, "Put your bag down, grab your club." Grabbed his club, goes over, and Jack says, "Okay, I want you to put the club up in the air with the head sticking up. Just hold the shaft straight up in the air." He says, "Okay, can you feel the weight of that club head?" He says, "Nope." He says, "Make little circles with it in the air. Can you feel the weight?" "Nope." Jack says, "Relax your grip pressure a little bit until you can feel the weight of that club head." Starts making little circles in the air, relaxing his grip pressure, and he says, yeah, now I can feel the weight of that club head." Jack told him, "Go play golf." He went out and played some terrific golf after that, all because he became aware of the weight of the club head and where it was in space at any given point during the swing, and that was down to his grip pressure. Now, despite the fact that this range session had mixed results in it, some shots were great, some shots were not so great, and a couple here and there were just pretty terrible. I'm really encouraged by the work that I've been doing lately. You know, this is all about trying to find a swing that is simple and repeatable based off of what you can find from YouTube instruction. You know, there's a lot of stuff out there that is very conventional. And, you know, maybe in a later video I'll kind of get into what I define as being conventional versus what I feel is not conventional. But I tend to gravitate toward the divergent teachers who aren't just spilling out the pro style swing, simply because I think a lot of those movements and everything, they take so much practice and so much time, and that's why I'm trying to find different little nuggets of wisdom to put together and compile into this top 10 list to help everybody be able to find a really easy swing that can help you get the ball out in the fairway, then put it on the green, get up and two putt, make your par, and go on to the next hole. And not all the stuff that I find is going to be gold. After all, the channel's called Golf Test Dummy. I'm supposed to be testing different stuff, and I'll continue to do that in the future, and hopefully I can help you improve your game while I'm improving my game.
Golf Test Dummy! Hey, what's going on, man?
I'm like, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too. I haven't gotten to meet Mike properly yet. That was the first time I've ever seen him, but we've made contact on Instagram and I've watched a lot of his videos. He's got a YouTube channel. I'll put the link down in the comments below. You should go check him out. But anyway, I hope to maybe get in a session with him in some future videos, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching.